Hey, what's going on, folks? And yes, another episode of Just My Opinion with Ryan. Thank you all for tuning in. This is your first time here. Please hit that like button and subscribe, please. We truly appreciate it. And you know my slogan, my whole goal is to talk to the camera. You guys talk back in the comments. Man, let's get into it, man. I am 4 episodes in on the Bel-Air show, and I already hope season 2 is renewed. 4 episodes in on the Bel-Air show, and Geoffrey is my favorite character. Let me tell you, things are very different. I don't want to, there's no spoilers at all in this video. I don't want to do any recaps of the episodes. There's 4 episodes that are already out if you haven't seen it already. I want to focus on just the comparisons of the characters from the old school Bel-Air to the new school Bel-Air for those who are unfamiliar with the show. If you haven't seen it yet, perhaps this will, spark your interest to watch it. Yeah, this is dope. I am not a big fan of reboots at all, but the way they did this one, I am all about it. The fact that they turned the comedy into a drama and they tweaked the characters quite a bit, which is what I'm going to get into, it really works. And let me tell you, man, applause to Cooper Films. They're the ones who are in charge of shooting this reimagining of Bel-Air. Or reboot, not sure which one you would call it. I'm going to call it reimagining, but re-imaging, excuse me. They are responsible for the re-imaging. They shot this series, which is great. And man, I just applaud their work, man. Just a couple of other positive things I noticed before we get into the character comparisons. One thing that I noticed, every shade of blackness is represented in this show. Light skin, dark skin, brown skin, everything in between. Every shade of blackness is highlighted in this show, and I truly enjoy that. I thought it was very dope. And speaking of blackness, another thing that can be an issue when it comes to filming is sometimes getting the lighting when it comes to people of a darker complexion. The lighting on everyone on this show is fantastic, especially people of darker complexion. Everyone in this show looks good. The women look beautiful. The fellas looking fly. I'm all about it, man. I have nothing negative to say about this series, man. So if you had your doubts, like I initially did when I first heard about the rumor of this, I think it was like a year or 2 ago. When I first heard the rumor of a Bel-Air drama series, I wasn't bought in at all. Then I saw the trailer. I was kind of on the fence when I saw the trailer, but yeah, this is it. This is good. I hope like I said, I'm 4 episodes in, and I already hope that there's going to be a second season. All right, and my final thing that I like about this show, before I get into the character comparisons, is that they cover a wide range of topics already, and we're only 4 episodes in. They're covering jealousy. They're covering PTSD, which I really appreciate. That they're really focusing on PTSD. They already highlight the specific details of what happened in Philly that brought Will to LA in the first place. But when he gets to LA, there are certain things that goes on that triggers some type of PTSD response from Will. So I'm really appreciating the fact that they're focusing on PTSD that Will has been facing, especially after going through such a traumatic event. That has been going on at least a good number of times. They're talking about self-awareness, lack of self-awareness, racism. It's just so much that they are covering in only 4 short episodes already. Well, they're not short. They're like roughly an hour, 45 minutes or so. But nevertheless, it's so entertaining. The time goes by fast when you watch it. So nevertheless, let's get into the character comparisons. As I mentioned when I first opened up about this topic, 4 episodes in, and Geoffrey is my favorite character so far. I want to try my best to rank these from the biggest differences between the drama version of the character and the original version that we're familiar with. Geoffrey, in my opinion, has the biggest difference of all. Okay, of course, the original version, Geoffrey was the butler. This version, Geoffrey is titled a house manager, but the more you look at it, he's more so like I will call him a fixer. It's almost like having Ray Donovan living at your house, or what's the guy's name? He was working for Annalise Keating, who's played by Viola Davis in How to Get Away with Murder. She had that one guy who would always handle things under the table that Annalise Keating couldn't touch. Geoffrey plays the fixer for the Banks family, all right, for the Banks residents. Geoffrey is the fixer, so he's just swagged out, man. Like, of course, the original Geoffrey was cool. He always had his funny moments, some jabs here and there, and sarcasm and all this other stuff. This Geoffrey is swagged out. He is just one of the coolest guys in the room. And as I mentioned, he's definitely far from a butler. This man is a fixer. And I'll leave it at that. Fixer, aka house manager, and swagged out. His brief storyline from what I've seen so far is, he moved from Jamaica to London, and then from London he somehow ended up with this job with Phillip Banks, well, as a house manager. So hopefully, as we further go into the episodes and hopefully further into some seasons, we get a little more backstory of all of these updated characters from this legendary franchise of a show. The second best upgrade, in my opinion, I'm gonna have to go with Hilary Banks. Of course, in the original, Hilary Banks was always fly, always best dressed, this and the third, beautiful, beautiful woman, but couldn't cook. That was a big flag. She couldn't cook at all, and as lovable as she was, or as cute as she wasn't the brightest light bulb in the pack. Wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. Whatever you want to say. She wasn't the smartest. But this upgrade, this Hilary right here, of course, she's still fly, but the difference is she can cook like hell, and she cooks so much that she's like this very popular, YouTube star who has like I think 75,000 to like 100,000 followers or something like that on YouTube, and millions of followers. She's like a social media personality who has a niche of just cooking very well. So she is very good in the kitchen, to the point to where she cooks for her family damn near every night. So she is a monster in the kitchen. That's the huge difference from the original. And she is just this popular YouTube personality / social media maybe not mobile, but social media personality as well. And she's killing it. And as far as more her storyline, she's just trying to see where that goes. She's not in college or anything. She is just pursuing this social media, YouTube / cooking career. So she's trying to see where that goes. So that is the second biggest upgrade in my opinion. And as far as the rest, I don't know about any huge difference of upgrades, but I still will go through some comparisons in my opinion. Next on the list, I'm gonna go with Carlton. Carlton is kind of an asshole. Well, not kind. He is an asshole. He's an asshole in this version of Bel-Air. At least in the original one, he was, him and Will would bump heads. But because it was a comedy, it was all lighthearted and stuff like that. And of course, they had heavy episodes here and there. But this one, he is vindictive jerk. And not only that, he is a functioning cokehead, or at least what Carlton likes to say. He sniffs Xanax, I think. But Will thinks it's coke. Carlton says it's Xanax. Either way, Carlton is an asshole who plays with his nose. He still has a lack of self-awareness at times, just like the original Carlton did, especially when it comes to race. So that's something that we can just continue to look forward to. So once again, I guess you could say the big difference there is Carlton goes from a goofball, or the punchline of a lot of jokes from the original one, to he's just very vindictive. Oh, and he's actually somewhat popular in this private school now. He's not this, leader of the chess club, stuff like that. I mean, he still is like, I want to say like the class president or whatnot, but he's not this goofy nerd outcast. He is, his name rings bells in the school, if you will. So that's what he's on. And if you cross his path, he can get very vindictive, especially with Will Smith moving in, stuff like that. And that's, one of the running storylines that I've seen is jealousy. As I mentioned, one of the topics that Bel-Air seems to cover is jealousy. So that seems to be a big thing as well. As far as Ashley is damn near pretty similar. Still, adorable, youngest member, family member. Very smart. She's well aware of what's going on in the world. She's talking about, global warming. She's talking about, she's noticing, racism, stuff like that. So she's very self-aware, very smart. Yeah, not too much of a difference. Still just a lovable young woman. Perhaps a little smarter than the original one, but nevertheless, not too big of a difference there. And the final three, just really quick. Jazz, who was originally known as Jazzy Jeff from the original version. Jazz is pretty cool. He's quickly, built that chemistry with Will, and he owns his own record store, and he's a part-time Uber driver. Will he's just doing his own. I mean, not Will. Jazz is, his name is Jazz, not Jazzy Jeff. His name is Jazz, and yeah, he's just a chill dude. He's like one of the coolest guys in the room as well. So that's really that kind of an open shut case with Jazz. And then the Phillip Banks and Vivian Banks. They are definitely not too big of a difference. And I'm talking about whether it's dark skinned Viv or light skinned Viv. This Viv in this version is, I'll just pair them together. Phillip Banks and Vivian Banks, they seem to be the epitome of black love. If they disagree on something, they can handle it like responsible, married adults. They're just a supporting family, man. I just love to see that type of stuff on TV. They're just a loving, supporting, married couple. One of the running storylines that appears to be going on with Vivian, she seems to put her art career on hold in order to help support her husband Phillip Banks in this political run at Attorney General. So that's really her storyline. She's just a loving, supporting woman, beautiful woman, just there to support her husband, but also independent. She can still do her own thing whenever she wants to, and she's just a dope character. Phillip Banks is probably the second coolest guy in the room next to Geoffrey, in my opinion. Even when he's chilling, it seems like Phillip Banks is always in a suit or a blazer of some sort, even if he's relaxing. Like, jokingly, I don't think I recall Phillip Banks just walking around his big ass house in like sweatpants or pajamas or a robe or anything. I think no matter what the occasion is, even if he's relaxing, he seems to be in a suit of some sort. But definitely a fly dude. It seems like him and Geoffrey have like this, this is my right hand man type of vibe. Phillip is the main dude, but Geoffrey is that right hand man who always gonna have his back. So I'm loving the camaraderie and the brotherhood that they're showing with Phillip Banks and Geoffrey as well. And like I said, Phillip Banks is just a fly, intellectual, powerful dude. He's moved mountains and have pulled a few strings for Will to get him out of some trouble. And I just love seeing that, man. And he's also very stern. I'm loving his stern personality when it comes to Will. And you definitely see where that bond is going with Will and Phillip Banks in this show. Just like the original. Like that Phillip Banks and Will Smith bond was very strong. And it seems to be just as strong in this drama. And I love it. I love seeing it. I love the fact that they're just highlighting that type of solidarity and brotherhood amongst the men on these shows, on the show. Like, especially when it comes to the solidarity between Will and what's going on with Phil, the brotherhood that Geoffrey and Phil already have. I'm just loving that part of it. Oh, and finally, Will Smith, the guy playing the drama version of Will. I don't think there's too much of a difference. He is still just a flamboyant, cocky, funny dude. Same body type as Will Smith had when he was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he could, play ball very well, hoop his ass off. And all of these actors and actresses are killing it, by the way. And I'm really enjoying the role that, I apologize that his name escapes me at the moment, but I'm really enjoying the role that that he's playing in Will Smith's character. It's just very, very dope to see. And you could tell that this guy or the character is really trying hard to not fit in, but he's trying hard to make his own way in LA, especially moving from Philly. So I'm definitely loving all these characters. It's a very, very brilliant show. I want more of it already. I hope they have a season 2. I don't see why they wouldn't. Every time I go online, I'm hearing nothing but people rant and rave about it. I don't think I've seen one bad review. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but nevertheless, I'm loving this show, and I can't wait. Thursdays is something I'm looking forward to in terms of watching that. And also, my final shout out is I want to give a shout out to. Of course, I don't know him at all personally, but I'm a huge, huge fan of battle rap. And because of that, Easy the Block Captain has been killing his role in the series. And I'm just loving that, man. I think that is a huge statement for people in that battle rap culture that, they don't always have to be in that one lane of battle rap. They can do other things too. Just like some of these mainstream rappers who they go from rap to acting and other ventures. I'm hoping that some battle rappers can, follow that same path as Easy the Block Captain. Same with like Loaded Lux. I know he was in a movie, and Murder Mook has been in some stuff too. So I just hope more battle rappers can follow that example and prosper in other ways outside of battle rap. But nevertheless, I give this, I don't even have ratings, but 2 thumbs up. I'll highly approve of this. And hey, love it or hate it, this is my opinion. Peace.